All right, I'm gonna say like 10 of them. Beep 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 beep. There you go.
What's going on, everybody? Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds, hanging out with the crew again. We got Mr. Ace from Ace Talks Tech.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, Rob, the Retro Tech Dad. Right,
hey, everybody.
There.
Hey.
And our special guest, Klef from GameTechTalk. Welcome again, sir.
Hello.
Are you doing good? How you doing?
Doing great. How about you guys?
What are we doing with our hands here? Let's doing some dance moves.
Vogue.
Vogue, yeah.
Oh, you got some Bollywood moves going on there.
Trying to bring that Monday energy in the house here. How do you do? You have the best dances in your videos. I need to learn YouTube dancing 101 with Klef.
There you go. It's happening.
Okay,
Soon.
it is happening. So what's this move with your hands? If people listening at home, we're moving our hands up and down in a very rhythmic motion, and I don't know. I'm embarrassing myself, but what is? Oh, the lasso. Yeah,
he's got the lasso. And then you can.
No. Well, how are you all doing tonight? What's new this week? What's happening?
I'm doing good. A little tired, but excited to be here.
I'm always excited to be here, but tired as well.
Yeah, I think that'll always be us, I think, on a Monday. Yeah. We had the show on Fridays before.
On a Monday night? Yeah, for sure.
Fridays before we were always gearing up for the weekend. We're like, all right. So I think we were a little sillier on Fridays. Monday, maybe we're a little more business. But maybe that lends itself to shorter shows. People
we're like
can
a
digest it faster, right?
Strategy.
Yeah. Bam. There's the news. And, of course, GameTechTalk, man, goes by Klef.
Yes.
We had you on last year. And
we did late in the year, I think.
Fun. Yeah, that was a fun episode.
That was fun. Yeah.
Glad we have you back.
I'm happy to be here. I'm really excited for this episode. Happy to join you guys. Happy to see the people in chat. Let's go.
Yeah, live chat. How's everybody doing? And Matt is going to call me out here. Matt, I was lazy this week and I have not changed out the game. It's again Die Hard Trilogy. So I know that you're watching now, so
solid choice.
I'll change it for next time.
I don't think I
could
played that.
Oh, it's great. Bruce Willis, man. It has all 3 Die Hard movies covered. So the first one is you're in a building and you're running around as John McClane, like having all Bruce Willis's catchphrases, shooting terrorists. And then the second game is like a light gun game where you're at the airport in Chicago or something, shooting bad guys. And then the third game is driving around New York City, stopping bombs from going off.
Okay.
Yeah, the light gun level is really hard when you don't have a light gun.
That needs to come back, man. I need more light gun in my life.
I agree with that. I agree. I was so excited for when the Wii came out. I was like, oh yeah, all these light gun games are going to be coming out.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Well, everybody, this is going to be a lighter on the news tonight, but we do have some exciting things to talk about. We have the Anbernic RG28XX in hands for a few of us here, so we're going to do some quick impressions. We also learned the price and the launch info. We'll talk about that. The new MagicX XU Mini M is a thing, another mini handheld. Something called an XGB35. Evercade has a new release. There's a new Batacera custom firmware fork called Knulli. Delta's on the iOS App Store, and today's Earth Day. And we're going to chat with our friend Klef, ask him questions. So if you got questions, again, we'll star them, leave them in the live chat here, and we'll get to as many as we can. Well, without further delay, let's hop into this news here. So Anbernic RG28XX is coming April 25th, and Russ has a video out on this already. And then here's a quick look at their product video. We've been talking about the 28XX for a little while now. It's a mini with a 2.8-inch screen. Buttons are comically small compared to Anbernic's other devices, but I'm pretty hyped in this one. We talked about it last week, and I actually have it here in person if we want to do some quick hands-on thoughts with it.
It plays Doom. I'm sold.
It does play Doom.
That's all it needs to do.
It's
That's all it needs.
all we need. So Rob and I have some. So I happen to get the beige white, which is purple buttons, and then this orange creamsicle color, which is really cool. I played around with these a little bit before the stream here, and just thoughts right off the bat. For one, I like the beige one with the purple buttons more.
I'm so jealous. I wanted that one so
Maybe
bad.
you can do a swapsies, because if we look at yours really quick, Rob, you have the orange and the
G and then
DMG gray.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
the best
DOG
one.
actually looks nice in person, but it's just so boring for me. I'm like,
We've seen it before.
no.
Hey.
The creamsicles
favorite.
is a cool color. I have an RGB 10 in this color, but the problem is I don't know. I don't think I like the way it looks on this specific device necessarily, but I think this looks just better, especially with the little Game Boy chin there going on.
Yeah.
That's the one I want.
We can trade.
Wait.
definitely.
It's always a
I
surprise.
might get it. Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah,
Rob. The beige
it's a-
white is the best.
I like
Personally,
beige.
for me.
I love that one.
We'll use the beige white here to talk about. So this thing is smaller than you would expect. So it's comically small almost, even compared to the H. But at the same time, I find it pretty comfortable. I'm not having to sort of grip it in a funny way. Just very lightweight. And I actually like the shoulders like this. I can feel clearly L1 and L2 where those are. The D-pad pivot is so nice on this
D-pad's
thing.
very good. Yeah, just
D-pad
some
is-
initial impressions for sure.
Very good. Now, the problem I have is these teeny tiny face buttons. And they are glossy, but I have big thumbs, as everybody probably knows by now. And it's just kind of funny. Look how big my thumb is compared to these buttons. So, I mean, that's...
I love the divide in the comment section. You either have people who just love creamsicle or
Like,
who
they just
can't stand
won't
it.
do
you
it.
know? It's
Here's a
so
look at the-
funny.
Here's a look at the orange one, but
How clicky are the buttons?
they're
Someone
quiet.
says the white one. Digital
shoulder
Jedi
buttons.
says the white one.
Oh,
Looks
the
like
shoulder.
a
Here, take a listen
bottle
to the
of baby
shoulder.
lotion.
And my sound removal might block this, but
Ooh.
That doesn't sound bad. It's
they're-
not that annoying.
they're
like
not loud.
mouse click.
They're not loud.
No.
They're clicky, but they're not loud. No.
yeah, they're
Okay.
they're a quiet clicky. I actually both of these units I love, and I was playing some Crash Bandicoot earlier today, and yeah, I like the screen. The only thing, just like my issue with the GKD Pixel, is that the viewing angles are kind of poor. So as long as you're looking dead on, I think it's a nice, crisp, vibrant IPS display. As soon as you start to tilt it at all, it immediately gets that kind of, no, you just can't see it as well. So
I have a question for you. Because the
Yeah.
first time I saw this device, to me it felt taller, of course, but it felt like if they nudged the screen in between the 8-bit dome micro buttons. Does it feel like that at all, or no?
like, run that one at me one more time. Sorry.
The 8-bit do micro? You know, it's
Okay.
that little...
Oh, yeah. Little teeny, tiny one.
Yeah.
Are you talking about this one?
Green one.
Yeah.
Is it the
The-
little one? Oh wait,
it's-
this is the zero, I think.
No, well, I don't know. I'm seeing
You mean the
something.
one with the two analog sticks, right?
No. I'm talking about the one that you have either green or blue, and like it's super small. Of course, the RG28XX is taller, but I don't know. It feels like it looks like a 8-bit dome micro with a screen in between. That's what it looks like to me. I'm tempted to get one of those. Not gonna lie.
And it kind of, you know what? I'd say you're about right with that assessment. I think that is about the size of those buttons. And I'm sorry,
Are
I'm
you,
just
are you talking about the zero, Klef?
No, because the zero is definitely bigger. Like I'm not talking about the actual size of the device, just the buttons and how everything is kind of tightly put together.
Yeah. Because I have if you want to show it on screen, Stubbs, I got this one. Is this the one you're talking about, Klef? This little
Yeah,
guy?
that's-
Oh, yeah, I guess
that's what
yeah,
you're thinking of, right?
Because you can
That's
see
the
like,
02, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. That's
I
the.
don't know.
I believe Rob is holding the 02. I have the
Yeah.
micro in my hands. They're very similar. They
try to,
look
like,
about
get out
the
of
same.
shot.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I guess the buttons are
Yeah.
even smaller than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're smaller than even on that, so they're really
That-
tiny.
That orange one would look really cool with like black buttons and D-pad.
Yes, definitely, I agree. But It wouldn't be creamsicle then.
Did you hear
I
that
feel bad
Wendy's?
for Tech League,
Wendy's
though,
has got
'cause
a
they're gonna have a hard
creamsicle
time.
frosty going on right now.
Oh, really? Well,
Oh,
this
yeah.
Anbernic
You
should
know where
have
you know where
partnered
you
up
need to
with
go with that.
Anbernic should have partnered up with Wendy's. Then I can literally say in the YouTube channel, "Sir, this is a Wendy's."
Oh man.
You know what jumped out at me first when playing Crazy Taxi here is the fact that one, it just ran well. I'm talking in the RetroArch core even, or there's only a RetroArch core for it. But the vibration and the haptics is what hit me first. It just works right off the bat. I didn't have to configure anything. In fact,
Really?
all the games I messed with in here so far, I didn't have to mess with anything. So I'm okay with stock for the moment.
The only thing I
But
usually do with the stock is turn off the clicking. The
clicking, that's the first thing I did too.
Yeah, that's the first thing I have to
Buttons
turn.
Yeah.
The menu
No,
sounds are so loud.
The menu sounds
Their
are-
stock's
how do I
actually
drive
getting
here?
pretty
How do I
decent.
drive
I like the last update.
We're
It's
not going to
getting
make
better,
a ride,
yeah.
guys. I think
What's the resolution of the screen? Do we know?
the cab dispatch is going to be so mad at
I
me.
think it's 640 by 480. I think.
Okay, that's what I was wondering because it
is.
looks
Yeah,
sharp.
it's 640 by
So-
480. Yeah.
Here's the thing, and Russ mentioned in his video, is that the problem with this device is that the screen is rotated. So custom firmware is not going to work right off
No
the bat.
way.
You're going to be stuck with stock for right now.
Yeah.
They will make some adjustments in the kernel and whatever. But it does have a rotated screen. So when you turn on stats like FPS counters and stuff, it's going to show on the side. But, you know, that is something to contend with. So custom firmware devs are going to have to figure that one out. But in general, I'm not seeing the effects of that in generally just playing game to game here. And I'm kind of having a blast. It's just very pocketable.
The case that comes with it is really nice too. I liked it.
One in
Oh,
each.
it comes with the case. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is
It
that
has-
a
it actually has
28x
really
fits
nice-
in your pocket?
Have it with me? Yeah, here.
Taste test. If I taste test this, it immediately either tanks the value for some people like Mikhailov, increases the values. I'm going to hold off on the.
That's
On the-
because
the taste test.
those are what we call fetishes.
I'll give it a good sniff. Simply exquisite.
Mm.
Mm.
I will say the plastic is really nice. I like the way the plastic
plastic is
feels.
Yeah,
It's
the
really
plastic
nice.
is such a nice matte plastic. It does
it's
rattle
nice.
though, so Aish won't be happy about that. Listen to this.
Tape mod.
That's- Yeah, tape mod that thing. But the diagonals are good on the D-pad, and it's just so darn cute. I keep saying this week after week, but look how cute that is. Now, with this case, you can pop it in there, and it's form-fitted and all that good stuff, and it just fits. Mono
I want to
speaker.
give Evercade some props
Bam.
here because they release a lot of devices, but their build quality is getting better. Like with the 35XX, the Plus, and now with this one, you can see a difference in like the mold they're using, attention to little details. Like it
Feels
just
solid.
looks like a better quality product. Too bad it rattles, but still, the look of it is a lot better.
And the plastic on both the orange and the white models feel identical, by the way. So these are just, I'm not feeling it get warm. I'm a fan of it so far. I'm gonna release a video shortly, soon, maybe this week. I might wait because there's a new OS called Knulli OS that is going to be out for this. I talked to Acme Plus. It's a fork of Batacera we'll talk about tonight, but that'll be out very shortly. So they're going to get a unit from Anbernic and start working on this. Cool. This is a cool one.
I
Yeah.
think you
say
sold me
that.
on it. Have to get it now because you said Rumble.
It has Rumble. Yeah, it just works. I was like, all right. And the fact that you can play N64 on here.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you don't have a stick,
Size.
but it's
I'm glad.
pocket sized. And the only thing is, I wish I'm going to find some way to mod these face buttons so they're a little bit, I don't know. I can't make them bigger, but I don't know. We'll see.
No,
I
you can-
haven't
you can make
evaluated it yet.
bigger. There's ways to make them bigger.
Yeah, it's the only real thing just for my hands, and probably a lot of people with larger
Yeah.
hands is that
And
might
that,
be an issue.
That screen size too, with that resolution, that's really nice.
The
It's
screen?
gonna be really sharp.
Yeah,
The PPI is gonna be really good on that.
yeah. Technically, was saying earlier it's super crisp.
Yeah,
Goodbye, 28XX.
you could take some sandpaper and roll it up and just kind of work it on the buttons on like the opening and put some bigger buttons in there. Maybe like some MIU mini buttons.
That would sound a bad idea, Aish, actually.
I did that with a handheld, but I can't remember which one it was with because the buttons kept annoying me and they were grinding. So I just did that and it worked out perfectly.
Look at this case. Look at this
I
case,
like
guys.
mod button. I like
I
that.
like the case.
Yep,
Case
I
is
like the
nice.
mold on it.
Yeah, me too.
Aizu.
It's cool.
Looks
You can
good.
see the inside of this thing too. It's
Yeah, it
nice.
has nice padding there.
Little spot there for USB cable. It's nice.
Wait, where can I get that mod too, Zoo? Please, where can I go for that?
Let's get these mods going.
That bit.
So there's the DMG.
But-
Rob, do you have any other thoughts on it?
No, right now I'm pretty much in agreement with you so far. At least just the initial look. Just the face buttons are really tiny. D-pad is awesome. Great pivot on this. Like really nice and defined. Not super clicky, even though you can feel the clickiness. You
And
know?
the
I
shoulder
heard
button,
it that time.
the
Yeah,
shoulder
sure.
buttons are where the rattle comes from, by the way.
yeah, can you
okay.
hear that?
Yeah, a
Yeah, I
little
can
bit.
hear it.
Yeah.
See, that's the one thing I wish Anbernic would just switch already. Just give us rubber membrane buttons. They know how to do
Pretty
them.
much the
They've
same.
made some really good ones whenever they do like stack buttons, unlike the RG Arc or even the Win 600. The shoulder buttons were really good.
They
Do
were,
both
yeah.
at the same time.
That's so good. That's so good, man. So if you're interested in this,
I do agree with the comment section, though. I mean, who really is? I mean, like, I'll do these tests in my videos, but I'm like, who's sitting there going like this with their hands?
Aish is sitting there doing that.
Hey,
What are you
hey,
doing?
hey.
You're not playing the Wii, Aish.
I didn't
It's
say
not
it's a
the Wii.
problem.
Hey, have you not played Metal Slug? You know how intense that game get?
Hmm.
Some fighting
True.
games, you're trying to throw some Hadoukens real quick.
Look, if people can love the X55 somehow, then this is like minor in comparison.
People need to love themselves so they can realize it's a bad handheld.
You always need to, take care of yourselves. That's what you got to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
and get better
well,
handhelds.
it's Shandy not being. We can't show that. We can't show that. It's
Why
not.
not?
It's not
Why
screen
not?
friendly. I mean, okay, Rob, if you want to load it
Why
up,
not?
okay, you do it. You do it.
Oh,
You
this
do
doesn't
it.
Work.
Oh,
I knew that picture was gonna come back to haunt me.
it's a
Oh yeah.
brilliant.
You know
picture.
it would. You know it would.
Brilliant picture of Aish holding what's called the handy, which we won't go into further, but
You mean
like a
this
Mentos
one?
commercial. Oh no!
Look at that!
No.
Look at it! Look at how happy he is! Look at that face!
I'm in the background. I'm in the background, just looking at him, like what?
Dude,
Oh,
that was such a weird booth too, because like
right.
the one guy was super excited about it, and like the boss was like not having any jokes. I'm like, dude, do you not see your product? For those that don't know, this was at CES, by the way. We were at was it Showstoppers?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
showstoppers.
Showstoppers.
Yeah, so we were talking to the guys at the booth, and he was having like a great time while we were all cracking jokes. And there was what I'm assuming was like the manager there, and she was not having any of it.
Mm-mm. She was not happy. Like, Zoo and I got Creed with arms wide open and Take Me Higher to play on it because
Yeah.
speaker.
Yeah,
You
so
were-
you can play music and it'll like go and beat.
It's a fun video game. Play.
Did it have an actual D-pad on it or something?
Yeah, it's an adult themed game system
Damn
with
it,
vibration.
damn
Wait,
it,
I'm
Jeff
so
did a
confused.
sponsorship for a similar product in one of his videos. Check that one out if you want more info.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about this sometime. Anyways,
Oh yeah,
there's Klef. Call him Holy Klef. I've immortalized him in our Discord today. That emoji.
Mhm.
Klef, are you okay with this?
Ah, my. Yes, please.
Okay. Use it
Great.
and
Send,
abuse
send
it.
it to my wife, please.
Holy Klef. Good. Now, unfortunately, this timestamp is going to share the same timestamp with 28XX hands-on impressions, but we are going to loop back around now to the price and the launch info.
Oh,
Rob,
God.
do you have that second link?
I do.
I made this picture today. Ace, are you proud of me? I used Canva. Like a
Yes.
big boy.
Whoop, whoop.
That's not too bad. Okay. So it's releasing on April 25th, 6 p.m. Beijing time, which I'm thinking, as per usual, that's about 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Pacific. I need to check my math on that, but that'll be on the 25th of April. It is on a 48-hour pre-sale for $44 plus shipping. And then after that, it's going to jump up just by $5 to what, $49.99, $50, $48 plus shipping. So
$44 is a really solid price for that. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by that.
This is under $50. That's classically in my impulse buy range.
Yeah, that's where this needs to be. Yeah.
I already got there with just those two factors. Once you add in the fact that it's actually good, well, then now it's a recommend. But still haven't reviewed it yet, so these are just initial hype thoughts.
You can play some tiny PSP on that.
To answer Dub's question, it does have the second micro SD slot.
Yeah, there's two SD card slots.
So as usual, one is the operating system, and the other one is
exactly.
Yeah, we didn't show the bottom, I suppose, but here's the top.
Yeah, it's got HDMI out as well, USB Type C,
and then
USB 3.5 millimeter,
3.5 head out.
Yep.
Headphone out, and two SD card slots, and there is a video player and a music player. So this can be just a little MP3 player, much like the GK8 Pixel or the RG Nano.
Shem will love that.
This is going to be one that I am sure, and Russ was saying this too, just like this is one that's going to take a minute for people to catch on to once the custom firmware start coming out. I think this is going to be a highly popular one that we'll be seeing talked about for a while. So which is a stark contrast to the last one they released a few weeks ago, the 35XX 2024, where I was like, I'm not
just super lazy. That was just a very lazy release. I
mean, at least it has different colored face buttons. That's something different. But
you know what I like about this one
is what they're trying
to
do though. They're unifying everything, which makes sense. Yeah.
I said what I like about this one is that you're good. That if you don't want to, you actually don't need to load custom firmware. Like, sure, it'll be better, but this is one of those times where the stock firmware is good enough to get you by pretty much everything you're going to need. It's also easy to navigate.
Yeah.
So you don't really need to, unless you really want to squeeze everything out of it. But I feel for a device this small, like mostly you're going to be wanting playing like Game Boy, some Super Nintendo, some of those games that work better on this small screen. So I don't really think a lot of people are really going to need it.
PlayStation 1, I mean, not PlayStation 2. PlayStation 1 will be great on this, It's no analog sticks, which I don't think it needs it at this size.
I'm glad it doesn't have it. I feel like it would have crowded things too much.
It's gonna go up against the Miu A30, which we're gonna see any day now. And I know Russ is gonna be making a video very shortly about that one. So this is gonna have to compete with that, and I think it's gonna do just fine. Analog stick is nice to have for PSP, for N64, but for what feels enjoyable to play on something this size, you don't really need a joystick. So it's
and I think definitely in the next few months, when you have like those AliExpress sales, you see this thing hit like 40, even less than that. I mean, it'll just be an impulse buy for a lot of people. Give it to your kids, kind of thing. I mean, it's perfect just a throw around device. I mean, this is kind of cool.
I would love that in like this. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think it's like that perfect night table device or in your pocket at all times. You just pop it out, a quick 15-minute, and boom.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Easy to one hand. It's so lightweight to one hand. So role-playing games is sort of my use case. I have to finish Star Ocean Blue Sphere. I have no choice but to do that. And
I don't know how many devices that game has gone through. It's still
so many. And I'm like, I'm going to finish it on this device. I'm going to finish it on this device.
You're a bold man committing to an RPG.
Trying.
Didn't you buy an analog pocket for that game?
Yes. Now, hush. Now, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's true. I totally did. Like 3 analog pockets ago. I'm working on it.
Did you say 3?
Hey, now, well, not all at one time, but yeah, I have a purple one at the moment. Sure.
Should we pull that out?
But while you get that, I was going to say I would love
you're close to 600 numbers there.
Yeah, and the size of the 35XX like simply a little bit bigger with a 3.5 maybe inch screen. Maybe 3x2 if possible, but I would love a little device like that.
Stubbs, I do agree with this. How are you going to one-hand it on that device?
Same way Ace one-hands the handy. You just play it like this with commitment. And
wild.
No, like look. Okay, watch this. Watch just now.
It's called commitment.
Like this, and if you get into battle, swap hands. Okay. Now I'm just pressing action button, automatically fight. There you go. Role-playing games is how you can one-hand this.
You're
Tate mode.
one-handed with 2 hands. That's amazing.
One-handed, but you got to have your other hand available.
Yeah, because you're
No.
one-handed with both hands. You're handicapping yourself. Hey, it's a challenge.
It's you know what? It is a challenge, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna figure this out, and I'm gonna play my day off from RH and my work, which will be tomorrow because it's my 39th birthday, and I'm not doing anything productive. I promise
That's
myself.
the best kind of birthday, honestly.
Promise. Need some food. Good. So 28XX. I like it. We'll see if there's any sort of Cheeto Steve level flaws. I mean, Cheeto Steve left his mark here, obviously, but maybe this is him turning a new leaf. Like, hey, I'm going to release a device that is just good, and we never hear from him again.
He's still around though. He was around for the 556 joysticks.
Well, because he was sick of everyone's crap. He had to come and make himself known, and he was there for the joysticks, and he was in a bad mood, and now he's feeling better, and he's like, hey, he just died and spread his final Cheeto dust onto these orange Anbernic handhelds, and here we all have them. So maybe it's something to celebrate. I don't know. Am I unhinged right now? What do you want me to say?
No, you're onto something. I'm letting you cook. It's fine.
Okay. I'm just messing around, guys. I'll be here all week. You guys want to talk about another handheld? Something different? There's a new one out, and this is from the makers of the XU10. And thank you, Quadzilla, for the Girth Day acknowledgement. So, where is it? I don't know where it is. I have an XU10 somewhere. So the MagicX XU Mini M is the follow-up to the XU10 from MagicX. I spoke to this dev, super cool guy, and he's really trying hard to put us all into this next release. So it's going to have recessed hull joysticks. It looks very much like a Retroid Pocket 2S to me. And this thing has another hot
like a
orange color.
3 Pro, but like
squished.
Yeah, without the 16.
It looks like that is handheld that came out with a PSP screen. What's it called? The Boyham?
KTR1, yeah.
Boyham.
Oh, the Boyham's M17.
M17, yeah. It looks like a better M17.
For some weird reason, am interested in this. I know
cool.
how their first release went. I'm cautiously optimistic about this.
MagicX, so their partner is Powkitty, who sells the devices, but they're the dev, and they're in the Discord community, talking to people, gathering feedback, sharing info. It's been very collaborative and pretty cool. The chipset is not known yet. We will find out. It might be another 3326, but it sounds like maybe it's different. But they're going to release that info in a few days here. And this is going to be available in May to order on AliExpress. And we don't know price. We don't know much else yet, except for it has a 640 by 480 2.8-inch IPS screen, dual stereo speakers, 8 to 10 hours of standby time for battery life. So I don't know what that is in real world playtime. Of course, there's Hall effect joysticks, and it's little itty bitty and cute, and it has a little lanyard on the side. So good horizontal candy bar.
I'm calling 3326.
Probably.
Most likely
3326S.
Yeah.
The year of the 3326.
The PSP Minis is kind of a giveaway. That's not going to be a very powerful one.
And as far as lanyard holes go on the 28XX, no, there's no lanyard hole.
Yeah,
that's probably the thing I like the most about this one.
What do you got over there, Klef?
It just goes with the whole mindset of making it portable. So lanyard is it feels perfect for that size. I'm super excited for that feature.
And
funny as that may
hits
sound.
the table and it breaks.
The X10 over time with custom firmware really is coming to its own now with Anbernic being on it. And there's a dev team hard at work on that. The buttons feel good on that, but it is missing some things. I still like the R36S a bit better, but I think this new one seems potentially great if the pricing's done right. So, and there's no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth on it.
I was wondering because next to the resolution the icon would have you think that it can be cast in some way because that's the icon for casting stuff. But yeah.
It's like Powkitty compatible, but it's
Maybe.
not there.
And there is wireless controller support, it said, and I believe, or no, I'm sorry, that's the next one. We'll talk about that in a second. But everything else that we know about this is the fact that it's going to be competition for Anbernic and Miu. It'll have Linux and ArcOS apparently with those stereo speakers. And for the next here on Twitter is saying it might have a rock chip. So there you go, another little bit more credence towards the 3326 theory.
Yeah, ArcOS also was kind of a push towards that. I can't imagine this having anything more powerful than that.
I think that's what kind of gives it away, to be honest. It's going to most likely be a rock chip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so it needs to be like $40, I think, for it to be competitive.
Yeah, and the XU10 is around 40 now, so it just we'll see. Yeah, I don't know what the actual playtime is. I'm guessing 4 or 5 hours seems to be about right for these. Okay.
Well, actually, 8 to 10 hours of standby isn't that bad. Just really quick, sorry, before you move on. Remember, these don't have a good sleep function. So a lot of times when you press that, it's just the screen turns off.
Yeah.
It's still running. It's still on. It's just the screen's off. So you come back an hour later, like half of your battery's gone already. So if this actually does hit 8 to 10 hours, that means you can be playing a game, put it away for a little bit while you go do some other stuff, come back and be able to keep on playing. Whereas normally we can't really do that with a lot of these handhelds.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's true. So it's good to address that. So there's another one coming out, and this one is a little more on the e-waste side, unfortunately. It's called the XGB35. We just found out about it. This is, you see this?
Travesty, an abomination.
Well,
I saw that, I cracked up.
$33.
What's happening here?
Look at that face. Look at that face on that handheld. It's a vertical, 2 analog sticks up top, 3.5-inch IPS screen versus human. I don't know what that means. 3.5 inches versus human is their tagline. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Are those sliders?
I think there are sliders.
Scroll down. They have in-depth info on this. If we go a little bit further down the page,
Volkswagen bus in the
they have the Volkswagen in the background. Isn't that crazy? So there's the shoulders. So it looks kind of from the back. It has a rear firing speaker at the top, and the shoulders are looking okay. But
this is
definitely made by an AI of some sort, because mixed with the Famiclone design here. We don't know.
Why are they doing this to us?
This is a new company. I don't know anything else about it. If we scroll down, though, you'll see a little bit more.
It might turn out great.
Has ebook. It's an ebook option. A bunch of games. Has an instant archive. It's multilingual. It play music. Has a large battery. 128 gigabytes of memory.
Geez.
Supports HDTV output. Okay.
Not the same HD though. Supports HD. What does that
Not
mean?
the same HD. We don't know.
The same HD.
It's a different HD. It's a different HD.
There you go. It's interesting, and those are sliders, by the way, I believe. So they're
gotta be.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, rockers.
They're little sliders.
Fit for a robot.
Fit for a robot. There you go, man.
Who approves this? Who looks at this and says, "Yep, that's a good idea. We're gonna make that."
Cheeto Steve popped one more out before his.
Look at that!
demise.
Oh, you know that D-pad is just
Gonna be-
awful. Just
It's
looking
like
at that thing.
It's like the original RP2
Flat.
D-pad.
Flattened. Simulator game if you want. PS1, GBC. So it plays your
Store number 11028. You know, it's all real.
I
all
love
the
the
same.
marketing.
Always credible.
So here's the thing: is that here's what's interesting about this one is that it has an ATM 7051 that's the same CPU that's in the RG35XX, the original one. So that means potentially with custom firmware, it could play up to Dreamcast, PSP, N64, which is just, come on, what is going on here? So for the price, if that was the case for the price, okay, maybe.
No, there's no maybe ever with this.
I haven't ordered it yet. I'll say that. But I'm definitely on the fence. I'm close, but I'm not there yet.
Oh,
If I order it tomorrow, I'll be like, well, it's Actually, that's not really a present, probably more of a nightmare to myself. But ATM 70.
Guys, it's a professional gamer chip.
It is a
Oh.
professional gamer chip.
Oh well, let me buy 3 then. One of each color.
It gives you a silky experience. So that's,
The transparent purple colorway does look kind of cool. I'll say that.
no,
it's
it
just
looks, it looks awful with this whole setup.
Don't do it, Stubbs.
I know.
Please don't
I know
do
it's
it.
gonna, but you can tell it's probably gonna be bad. But we've seen some other bad ones come around with custom firmware, so it's just no. I'm holding off for now, guys.
We've seen some bad ones, but none of them had dual sliders.
Thanks, Sue.
I'm so glad Zoo's in charge of your finances.
Zoo's in charge of the RH finances. He doesn't want anyone to know about that. He keeps his character going.
What I'm impressed by is just how the description just keeps going. We're only halfway through this thing.
This is an
We still have a whole
INEO
bunch to
live.
go. Like, this is
INEO
crazy.
live stream is what we're going through here right now. Okay,
I love their marketing though.
they're confident.
It just keeps going. though.
Who is behind this? Who has done this?
At a glance.
It feels like it's a
Has
Drop
HDMI
ship?
out?
no.
Wait, is that a freaking USB? What do you call that? That's one I haven't seen in years. USB.
USB-A?
No.
USB.
It's a micro USB.
No, it's the one-
Oh,
the
it
one-
is, yeah.
USB
No.
style from
Why?
PS3.
Oh.
It's been for years.
It's got to
Isn't
be
it
a drop ship. It's got to be like some
I think it's called-
random manufacturer.
I think it's called mini USB.
Oh,
Mini USB. Yeah, Ben had it there. Mini USB.
of course, Ben would know.
Oh.
That leaves
Please
me
don't buy
concerned.
this.
That gives me a
Please.
concern.
Rightfully so.
Well, it also has a full-size USB next to it. What is going on with
That's
this
for your
thing?
controller.
Yeah, it's probably they have a controller.
Jeez.
Or maybe it's to update the firmware.
This
Sorry,
is going to
Ben.
be rebranded as an NFT crypto handheld in a week. Just watch.
$500.
1000. Wait, 1000's not a word. What?
100.
$10,000.
With a metal shell.
$100.
$100,000.
With
gonna
like
be the
no, you
price
do
of
like
it.
the Dr. Evil meme, 1 million, and he's got like
No, it's for Aiden to do $1
there you go.
million.
1 million.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Oh,
We have all of our friends' pictures here. Very good. Don't buy this.
Yeah, don't.
Just
Please
we'll
don't.
forget this ever happened. We'll move on with our lives.
This
Coming up
is-
next, we have the Evercade. If you're a fan of Evercade's products and you don't want to pirate stuff, well, boy, is there a handheld for you. The Evercade is coming out with a new one called the EXP-R and the console variant, the VSR. They aren't really changed from their last versions, except for they removed the HDMI port, which somehow makes the EXP-R more power efficient, longer battery life, and cooler running just by that one change. That's what they say in their marketing.
That's interesting.
But to save money, it is going to launch at $100 instead of $130, and
Yeah.
it's going to come with a Tomb Raider collection bundle, so Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3.
oh, it comes bundled with it. That's
Yeah.
nice.
With the
The
Giga card,
actual cartridge too, yeah.
Ooh.
So they canceled their contract or whatever with Capcom to include Capcom games built into the system to save $30. But they're still going to release Capcom stuff, just not bundled.
I think that's a good choice, honestly.
I think it's a good
Let
move, too.
people decide if they want to play Capcom games.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Save yourself a little money. So the console and the handheld are both $100, and it'll launch in July. Pre-orders are starting April 30th, I believe, and you can read more on our website. But you know, if you're an Evercade fan and you're a collector, this may be in your up your alley. They changed the colorway from white to black, and if you have a bunch of carts lying around, well, here's another way to play them. Potentially longer battery life. So
I was going to
Wait,
ask.
was that playing N64?
they
Yeah, they-
do
oh, yeah,
have
they-
some
They have,
N64.
some PS1 and N64. I think they're trying to get more PS1 content on there
Board
with
Galaxy.
the Giga carts that they just announced.
That's pretty cool. I like that there's at least so I'm not definitely not the target audience, although I wouldn't mind grabbing one of these. But it's cool that there's a completely like legitimate way of playing all of these games
Right.
above water, I would say, and that
Yeah.
you can actually have like physical media for those games, because for
It is
a lot
cool.
of collecting purposes, it's really hard to get like a cartridge or a disc of these older games. So having that option, something you can at least put up for display, is really cool.
And their price points have been very affordable. I think
Mhm.
cartridges are about $20, so it's the price point is right, and
Yeah.
I think this is a smart move for the VS and the EXP to get down
Yeah.
under $100. I think they needed to do that, so it makes it a little bit more appealing.
I like that they have like a legitimate Tate mode on there.
I love the Tate mode. That's one of the coolest things. I wish they had more games
Yep.
that took advantage of it, but it's really cool.
Yeah, the Tate mode, I know that's an advertised feature. It's something I don't do very often, but I'm happy it's there.
Oh yeah, they also have they announced a Tate mode grip, which I let me see if I can
Oh,
find it.
oh, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, they do have a grip coming.
Yeah,
News
It's
about that.
crazy. Yeah.
They also have 2 new cartridges coming out, I believe, next week.
Yeah, their carts have gotten so much better since.
That's what I
first
was
year.
gonna say. That was the one thing when it originally
Quality.
was announced. I was like,
Yeah.
but
It's
they have a lot.
gotten so much better. Like the
Yeah.
type of games, the collections, they're actually really worth owning now. But
I'm
yeah, here's
tempted
the
to get
Tate-
Oh God,
It
no!
looks like a guitar. It looks like a guitar.
There you go.
Doesn't it?
It looks ridiculous.
It looks like, you know what it looks like?
It looks like an Etsy grip for the Mega Mini.
It's a boomerang.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's just like it's so cool that they even considered it though. That's what's funny about it.
Looks like a flying V is what I mean. That's what it looks like to me.
Kind of does.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Just got to put a screen on it.
That, or I'm picturing, is it shears? You know, for gardening.
Or gardening, or Edward Scissorhands.
if you flip it, it looks like a demented rabbit too.
I'm just gonna.
It does.
Oh, this is horribly out of tune. This is actually from China, a Chinese-made like knockoff flying V. It's not. I don't have a fancy guitar or anything, but
Everything's from China.
it was on the cheaper side, and when it's tuned, it sounds okay. So,
There you go.
but right now it sounds just horrendous.
It's awful. Yeah.
Are you gonna play me a song? Is
No, no,
that-
I can
Sorry.
like listen to these awkward sounds this thing makes. I'm just gonna do like live soundboard bloopers with this guitar.
You're hurting it.
It's whimpering.
God. Sorry, guys. Okay. So the Anbernic Flying V is coming out. Wait, no. The EXP is coming in very shortly. So in July, and you can pre-order it in a few days. If you're interested, check it out in our description. Evercade it's not really for me. I know Zoo's getting one of these. He wants to do a video.
I personally love the Evercade. I've been collecting for a while now. I
like
it.
I like the idea of it. And I want to collect it, but for some reason the screen, they never put money into the screen. And so it's sort of this TFT looking, lower end screen. I can't get over
the
it.
EXP does have an IPS display, so
It is an IPS?
Yeah, it is IPS. No, it's definitely a big improvement over the OG, the original one.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll try it again. I love
maybe
those-
grab one when it comes out for $99. See how you like it again.
That's a much
know?
better price point. And the fact I love the Tomb Raider cart. Okay, I love those games, those first 3 Tomb Raider games. And so that hit me right in the nostalgia. And so I might order that bundle. We'll see.
You said the keyword for me. When I look
What?
at this, it's like the nostalgia is just, it slaps me in the face. And I
It's-
want
it
it for
does.
that reason.
I know.
But that's
I
what
know.
makes me excited. Like I actually look forward. I take a mental note of when they come out with new cards.
With
I
new
have,
cards.
release dates, and I get excited to get it in the mail and open up
Right.
the cartridge and the manual and all that. So
Yeah, there's like
it's
this
a little bit of
energy
that
around
old-
it.
yeah, it's fun. I mean, and it's not overly expensive. I mean, like again, like a new card is $25, and they have had some really good collections coming out recently. And yeah, I mean, it's just cool to get color box art, full blown manual. Like
Mhm.
you just don't see that anymore. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
No, it is, man. It really is. And so that aspect, it's cool.
I
Getting
do
new
remember
games.
manuals. That's why I like Evercade.
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the appeal of it for sure. And like, there's a big community around it. They even have like a magazine that you can get on Amazon. Like there's a printed magazine. Like there's all sorts of stuff. So it's fun. If you really are into the community aspect.
It's a club that's kind of around it.
Yeah.
Was it A Link to the Past that had the map of Hyrule? I think.
No, well, the original Zelda game had that too. You actually needed that map to be able to really play the game.
The good old days.
The good old days.
And they have one of the coolest carts, which is Good Boy Galaxy, which is such a cool game. Such a cool game.
Yeah, that's a nice little GBA late in the late stage game.
So when are we getting a flash card for this thing?
There actually is one for the OG.
Okay, I'm not
really.
There is none for the EXP because I guess the firmware that's on there is just can't crack it.
Give him a week.
Well, that's all the devices I had for you all. Moving over to software side of the house. So this is a new one, right? It's a little bit shorter. I like that. It means it'll give us more time to get into shenanigans. So Knulli is a new, and it's pronounced Knulli. I asked the dev, Acme Plus, is a new Batocera fork that's going to be focused on various basically unsupported handhelds, things that are locked down firmware-wise. I think anything that Acme Plus has around and available to build firmware for. So not only is there's a pre-alpha out right now for some testers that covers the Anbernic XX line. 28XX support is coming soon. TrimUI Smart Pro support is coming in a few days, they said. So be on the lookout for that, and it'll be on GitHub. Early builds are going to be locked behind a bit of a paywall there, so just be aware of that. But you can just wait for the public builds. Beyond that, RGB30 support is going to follow soon, and then Powkiddy A12 and A13, M17 as well, and some different arcade builds, different arcade machines are going to support this as well. So this is Batocera that has been optimized for these devices, and it's really cool to see. So Russ covered this, and does not work, of course, with the 28XX yet. So I have to wait on that.
No, he needs to get a unit, it looks like.
Yeah, but Acme Plus is getting a unit, like you said, so I can't wait to see this. I would love to see the return of Black Seraph again to have more garlic goodness on these newer Anbernic handhelds, but we will see. In the meantime, check it out in our description. That is Knulli for you.
I'm excited to see if this pans out, in a positive light, because the Trim UI. Did you guys try the Trim UI?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Holding it, I was like, "Oh, this has potential," but the OS is absolutely terrible. And
custom firmware definitely saved that device 100%.
Oh, I didn't. There's custom firmware for it. I didn't even know. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm sorry.
It makes it a much better experience.
Yeah, because it's a fine device. I mean, it holds very well, and the screen is great. I really enjoyed it.
Joey loves it, so you just have to love it too, because he loves it.
There you go.
He doesn't love much, so if he loves it, that's a big endorsement.
Sometimes I wonder if he loves himself.
That it is.
It's tough to get over Joey's bar.
He's kind of like Scrooge McDuck. He's our Scrooge McDuck.
Which is weird. You wouldn't think it'd be hard to get above like Joey's bar, because his reach.
Well, well, we can't. He's not here to defend him.
You can't miss the man. He's not here.
Not here.
He knows it's all love.
It's all fine. But when he does find something he likes, then he shouts it from the rooftops. He loved the 556. And it's like, okay, and we all agreed on that too. Like that was like, he's like, okay. He thinks we're all crazy.
When I first said like I like the 556, he was like, nah, it's gonna suck. And then he got like hands on and he actually loved it.
He said it. No, this is gonna suck for months, and then
which is kind of upsetting me now, because now I have to not like it, because I can't. If I like something, he can't like it. If he likes it, I can't.
I know it's a
rule.
It's kind of a standard rule of thumb.
Yeah, it's
you know what I like? I like Delta coming to the App Store.
We've heard a lot about that in the past couple of days.
Oh yeah, this is sort of taking the internet by storm.
Yes, it has.
I installed it on this iPad, and it's hilariously small. On
Dude,
this little,
I know.
It's like a little square.
Native come out, yeah.
But I've been using it with the new Kishi Ultra that just came out, by the way. And I have a video coming out, and this should be out tomorrow morning. But it works really well with the iPad Mini. So I'm really stoked on the Kishi Ultra finally happening. And I can say this now. I can finally talk about this thing. I made a video last year, and I had to hush, and Razer said, no, we're really mad. So I had to take the video down. But now it's out, and I can actually say all my thoughts. So I'm happy about that.
I'm excited for that video.
Should be good. And then Aish has, you got it going on your iPad. Yeah, see, that's what it looks like. So it's
you have to zoom it out, unfortunately, right now.
Yeah, so you have to zoom it out. You do have nice touchscreen controls for Delta. It's a multi-Nintendo emulator, so it plays, NES, SNES, GBA, GBC, GB, DS, and N64, all supported in one emulator. It's been around for years, but it's the first official good emulator in the iOS App Store freely right now.
I gotta say, using the Delta emulator has been a testament to how haptics have gotten so much better throughout the years.
It's so cool. Yeah, the haptics is so cool.
Yeah, like it's actually playable.
Yeah, I said it in my video, but I think like just a lighter Game Boy Color game, things like that are perfectly playable just with a touchscreen. Honestly, like playing Pokemon, like why not? You could totally get away with that.
Well, that's not, and that's not all either. There's other emulators coming to the App Store. Nothing from RetroArch yet that we've heard, but there is PPSSPP coming, a app called Provenance, which supports Sega and PlayStation systems.
I'm excited for Provenance.
Did we get the Sega core for Delta or no? Or is that just on the?
It's
not
not in the App Store version. So
yeah,
okay.
If you have Alt Store like doing it the side-loaded way, you could get it in beta format, but not on the public version like that. So no, so not right now.
Oh, Joey's here.
Joey, we love you, Joey. We're saying you have high standards for handhelds, which is not a bad thing.
No, but what you were saying with the Alt Store version, they also have an optimized version for iPads. So I'm hoping all of those things make it over to the official app. But I don't know how they're gonna balance that now, because for the other one, you had to join like their Patreon, right?
Yeah,
or that version of the Delta app. So are they just gonna put it out for free?
Maybe I think they have to.
I'm pretty sure for the one that's on the App Store, I think they're going to keep it free. I think they're trying to not draw any attention in terms of just Nintendo seeing them charging for this.
Smart.
Yeah.
I mean, the Delta's been around for what, 10 years now, I think?
They've been around for a while.
It's been around for a long time. It's been around since the early days of iPhone. So
yeah.
Well, it's going to bring us that goodness to Apple devices. So I'm actually looking into possibly finding an iPhone because I haven't really explored iOS emulation since 2010 on my iPhone 3G, and that was back.
So excited about
back you had to jailbreak stuff, and
I would tell anybody that doesn't have one, probably don't pick up an iPhone just for emulation, because you're going to be stuck to the lower systems. Like the Dolphin team already said, they're not coming to Apple because there's no JIT support. So you might as well just, if you're going to buy something, either just buy a handheld or an Android phone. For me personally, for emulation like an iOS, I'm excited for like tablets, because that's where I think, because of the aspect ratio of like iPads being like more 4:3, those retro games look really good on them. As far as like phone emulation, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad it's here and more people can get into the hobby, but I'm not super excited about, grabbing an iPhone just for emulation.
Yeah, I know. And that's what's stopping me so far too. Yeah. It's like,
I'm just excited to be able to cover it for people who, I mean, I got comments that are like, oh, I'm completely new to emulation, which is kind of cool. I'm like, hey, this is awesome. Welcome to the space kind of thing. Like, this is all the cool stuff you can do,
Yeah, you talk about buy Apple products. Yeah, now buy a retro handheld. It's time to buy.
That's the thing. Like, I imagine a lot of people will find their way to this because of Delta and other emulators on the App Store, and start to segue out and to see, hey, what else is out there, and that's kind of how you come across us, so it's kind of cool.
I want them to make a full-size emulator for the iPad. That's what I want. Just full screen it. How much is that to ask? I mean, I don't know how much.
Well, that's what I was saying. They already have a version of Delta that has iPad optimized.
I missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll sign up for that then because
Well, no, to sign up for that one, you need to put alt store, and you have to go through the whole process.
oh
Yeah,
no,
it's
I'll
not.
wait.
Yes,
No,
Yeah,
sideloading
just
I'll
wait a
wait.
little bit.
I'll-
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if they can get those quality of life improvements, then because for me, I said I'm gonna hold off for RetroArch. That's the one I'm excited for. But really, if Delta can get like the opacity down or just full screen stuff like that down on iPads, I'm fine. It already does a lot of the stuff that I would want RetroArch to do, like fast forward, save states, and all that. It's just that the little tiny screen on a giant iPad screen just doesn't look great.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, I'll be excited when that goes live because the iPad Mini is actually pretty awesome for gaming.
Mhm.
And also, I've been playing a bunch of Call of Duty Warzone on it. and
Oh,
it's
me too. It's awesome.
really fun.
It's awesome,
Really
yeah.
fun with the Kishi Ultra.
Yeah.
Really good. I'm going to
Dude,
talk more
iPads
about.
iPads can run some games, man. It's just it's unfortunate that
Especially
Apple
the
has it so
pros.
locked
They
down.
got, what is it? They got an M1 in there, right? And the Pro.
I think
Yeah,
so.
the Pro series.
Don't they have an M2 now?
Do they have an M2 model? Yeah, I mean that's insane to think
Yeah.
about, that kind of power
Right.
in a tablet. That's crazy.
Rob, you know what I've been playing with on this the most, though? Razer Edge pairs.
I love
Oh,
how
man.
the Edge
Really nice.
You know,
It looks
works
better
great
with the Ultra than the
everything else.
than the
Wow.
X2 Pro.
Yeah,
or
it
what,
does
or
look
what was it?
much better.
Kishi V2 Pro. Yeah, it looks better with the
Mhm.
Ultra. I'm waiting for the Chroma to come on. You guys got to see this dance party real quick.
Is that still clicky all over the place?
Yeah, but it's like a half clicky now. It's like a hybrid clicky. It's
Okay.
satisfying. Listen to this. It satisfies me, Aish. And here's the floating D-pad.
Gotta get that satisfaction. The sticks look better. They don't
Full
look like
size.
Switch sticks anymore. They look
They're
like
full
the
size.
original Kishi sticks.
Yeah.
So
Which is
they-
nice.
That's fine.
They took the Wolverine, their $250 Wolverine controller, and they took all of its parts, split it in half, and made this out of it. So it's
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
Okay.
it is
This
100.
actually. Yeah.
The
sorry.
biggest thing that kills it for a lot of people, I think, will be
It's
the price.
100
for
and
sure.
yeah, it's
That's-
$150.
Oh.
$150 makes it the most
Yeah.
expensive telescopic controller we've
Yep.
ever seen. But I will say, after reviewing it now for a little while, and I have my most in-depth video of all time is coming out tomorrow. By the way, that's why it's taking me so long.
I'm really excited
I
for it. I
go-
really want to see this.
I go deep because this is my new favorite telescopic controller, but it is also the most expensive, and I call it out all over the place for that. So it has to compete with the G8, which is for most people going to be the best option, especially because it's
man.
under $100. But here's the Chroma part. You can customize all that.
I mean, it looks like an
It's-
actual follo up to the original Kishi, which is
It's just-
still one of my favorite telescopic controllers.
It has a textured back. And it's so good, Aish. Look
So
at that,
s-
Aish.
Oof.
When you
You're
touch it
making me
like
want
this,
to get one of these.
see?
Right?
Look at that. This
Yeah.
actually is one I bought off Amazon. It was $150. I have a review unit from Razer, but somehow they still haven't shipped it, even though they shipped it, they said in February. So I need to figure that
Whoa.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember when they said they were going to ship one to all of us, and now it's like, you guys get one.
Can I say Razer will raise
Chroma
you?
lighting.
Razer.
Look at the chroma lighting, Age. Just be hypnotized by the lights show.
Oh, birdie.
No,
Yeah,
it
I'm
looks
an
like a
airplane,
really
I'm
nice
an
telescopic
airplane.
controller, actually.
It is. That's my shill segment for you. Impromptu.
It does. It does, but the
Dude.
fact that you said that you like this better than the G8, I'm like, oh, I need to see this for myself.
But it's at, you have to realize I'm a
Yeah,
crazy
it's
person.
double the
Okay.
price
It's at a
of the-
premium. It is at a premium to
That's
get
thing.
the best. But they do call it the god tier of gaming, which is a little like
Razer's got to be careful with that. I have not forgotten about the Razer Edge last
has
year.
has
I want
its
my
own
RAM
issues.
back. I want those 2
There-
gigs of RAM back.
don't go out and buy it, everybody, till you watch the video, because there are issues such as you don't get any haptics are awesome, but none of the haptics work on iOS devices. You don't get touch mapping, of course, on iOS, and some games like Call of Duty Mobile are going to need the touch mapper. While it's easy to use touch mapper, it's still needed. So, but Call of Duty Warzone just works. Xbox streaming just works. Most stuff just is plug and play. So for the most part,
You can get
I feel good about it.
a Switch Lite for the price of that thing.
It's true. And And it doesn't have Hall sticks. It has proprietary Razer sticks. They say are better than Hall. So we'll see what that means. But they do feel good.
Of course.
Hall shoulders.
Okay. And it works on iOS, you said, out of the box.
Yes, it
So
does.
That's good.
Beyond haptic support, it just works with everything that I threw at it. So Oceanhorn, Diablo Immortal, Warzone.
Is it being
emulation.
recognized as an Xbox controller, or should I just wait for
No.
the video?
I would think they're doing the
wait for
MFI
the-
tax.
Okay.
Wait for the video, but I think it's recognized.
Because I know
I
the
don't-
G8 just works because it is recognized as a PlayStation controller.
Right.
I was going to say, I think it shows up as a PS4 controller technically.
And does
Okay.
it have like different modes you can set? I mean, I guess I can just wait till the video. I don't want to take away from your video.
Yeah.
no,
sorry.
no, it's all good,
I
guys.
was curious now.
I actually got one coming in too, but mine for whatever reason got pushed back till Friday. So, if you look on Amazon, they're actually I don't think you can order them. They're actually out of stock right now. So
Here's the other thing: is that they are out of stock. They sold out really fast, which is
yeah, they probably didn't make a lot of these.
probably telling. But so there's a
that looks so
3.5
comfortable.
headphone jack, and it has pass-through
Oh,
charging.
See, that's
And
nice
the coolest-
iPhone. Yeah.
I couldn't get the headphone jack to work for me though, so realize that. And also,
Interesting.
this is not a negative at all, but you can plug it in and use it as a PC controller, so it registers
cool.
as an Xbox controller.
That is actually quite cool because
Yeah, that's
most times you have to do it from the one that is inside, like the one that goes in your phone or tablet. Whereas
Yeah.
from the pictures I've seen, you can actually do it from the charging port, much like the backbone. That's cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot of controllers do that.
Yeah, it stretches wide too, so you can throw a nice, decent-sized 8-inch tablet in there. The Y700 fits from Lenovo. That's one that I do want to try to track one of those down at some point. But until then, I think the iPad is a really good fit with it. Come on.
Yeah.
For when the video where you mod it to put like 14-inch tablet.
I know. Oh, I know. I say a lot of words, and I'm like, I gotta follow through and finish that video.
That's what I like about that G8 because I put it on my iPad and I
Right.
stream my PC games to the iPad and they look awesome and it's so comfortable to play that way.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That G8 is so versatile. You can
It
put
is.
even the
Very, very good.
You know what's
One.
really crazy
Very
too
good.
is
Very good.
this thing.
Oh
The
man.
D9. Look at that.
This thing's ridiculous. Like you could put like a 13-inch tablet in this thing or whatever.
No, I actually do want something like that. Rob, I'm gonna
D8.
need that link.
The D8.
Yeah, no, I love
I like the
the
D8.
D8's actually my favorite out of the two.
I actually,
every time I see it, I'm like, oh man,
my
don't.
my recommendation is my favorite preferences are the Razer Kishi Ultra at the top, the GameForce G8 right underneath it, the X2S, and then above the X2S I put the D8 here. This is a $30 Hall stick telescopic controller.
Really?
And then the X2S
That's decent too.
X2S right below it. This is a Bluetooth only. That's the only annoying thing, but it just works. It just works so well on so many
Tech
devices.
Dweeb.
Tweeb's comment is great.
Tech Dweeb.
I can hold a
32-inch
32-inch monitor. Yes, exactly.
That's the dream.
But I mean, like the
There you go.
G8 really like. And say I got the 3D printed.
Oh
over here.
yes,
This
boom.
this is so nice. I mean, the
Oh,
G8
man, I
is
want
hard
that
to
version
top.
of it though. I want that black one.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah, that's the Shadow Blade. right?
I know.
Nice.
That's cool.
No, but actually, I do want to try out that PlayStation looking one. What's it called?
It's the D9, the BSP D9.
Okay, I'm gonna look that one. Do you guys remember when the D8 used to be $15?
Do you remember?
Yep.
Yes, $15.
Everyone got
would've
wind of
been
it though. That's why,
amazing.
because
Yeah.
it's actually pretty solid for
And
the
it's like
price.
$55 on Amazon now.
Yeah, let's
No,
just take
you
a look
gotta-
at
you gotta
Klef's
go to
beard real
AliExpress.
fast. Crystal says he has a nice beard.
Can you hear
It's
the
true.
scruff a little bit?
Oh,
It's nice. Oh, that's a nice ASMR scruff.
There you go. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
That's very good. Okay, that was a nice topic to pivot us because your green shirt reminded me that it's Earth Day. So happy Earth Day, everybody.
Woo. Yay, we love you, Earth.
To celebrate Earth, on our website, we have an article up from our friend Jill Animal, who, by the way, just had a baby. So another RH baby was born.
Congrats.
V90. What color do you get?
He got a red, I think, or he got a yellow V90,
Okay.
and he had that satisfying snap in the birthing room. and now he has child. So congratulations to Jelanimal and your child, and your V90 and your wife. Now you released an Earth Day article as well, so you were multitasking, and I'm feeling like the RH Union is going to be calling me up soon. But that's okay. Look at this article. So he calls out some of his favorite Earth Day related games. First up, Captain Planet and the Planeteers for Genesis. You know, Captain Planet, you're our hero, taking pollution down to zero.
I remember that for sure.
This, you know, with all our powers combined, we can save the day. So the game was not good. Okay, it was just a horrible game, but it is a good Earth Day themed game. The next up he had in his entourage of games for the Earth is SimAnt. I played SimAnt quite a bit as a kid.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
The old Maxis
Same.
game, making those sweet ant
Look
trails.
at the box art too. This is great.
And
Look at those
Skippy,
socks.
Skippy B. Coyote makes a good point. Yes, save the planet today by not buying e-waste. Do not order an XGB35.
But I already got 3 on the way.
No, one in each color.
Yes.
Oh.
And I do have the G8 Galileo. Yes,
You did a
it'll be in the
great review
video.
on it.
It'll be highly
Yeah.
featured in the video tomorrow. Next game up in our list here is Final Fantasy VII for PS1, and of course, Cloud is stopping these eco-terrorists from
Bunch of
destroying
hippies.
Midgard. Slaying us, Ish. Slaying us. Next up is Body Harvest, which is stop aliens from destroying the planet. It's for N64. The cover art is great,
It's
Mhm.
quality.
and I've never played this game, but now I might need to.
There's so much going on here. I can't.
So much.
Oh, boy.
I
man.
miss the 90s, guys.
This was
Such a
was
good
good.
time.
Yep.
Uh,
Good
That
times
is one of the
indeed.
most 90s like box art covers I've ever seen.
And lastly, if you
got
don't
an
want to,
iPad helmet. That's great. That's
right?
Nice.
And lastly, if you don't want to be stressed out and fight stuff for Earth Day, you can just relax and play Harvest Moon, Friends of
Harvest
Mineral
Moon's a good
Town for
choice.
GBA,
Original Stardew Valley.
an original Stardew Valley. It's an
Stardew Valley's
awesome.
another good one. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
you know what? If I were to put a game on here, I'd say Star Ocean 2, because you're saving the planets.
Because you need to beat it.
and I need to beat it. I've already beat Star Ocean 2. I need to beat Blue Sphere.
Oh,
But
Blue
that's, you know what?
Sphere,
Blue
okay.
Sphere is basically about the Earth as well. So yes, these are all great Earth Day games. Do you guys on the panel here have a favorite, maybe Earth related game?
I'd say like one of the sim games, like Cities Skylines, is really fun.
Yeah, that's a good
I love
call.
that game. I love that
Can't
game.
really go wrong. I have a game that I don't know if I would qualify it as an Earth game, but do you guys remember Populous?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good
That
one,
game
yeah,
spent
for
so
sure.
much time on that game in my younger days. It must
Oh, good
maybe more about
times.
the people though. Yeah,
It were brought you back to that feeling.
that it did.
Aish, what about you, man?
I'm trying to think, but the only thing I think about is Age of Mythology just because I've been playing it recently.
That was a good
I guess
game.
I
That's
mean, you're
not bad.
technically saving the world. from-
Saving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing the expansion. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet, but somehow they worked China into it.
Oh,
I don't know how, but I'll get there. My son has been playing it, and I watched him play it, and he's like, "Can you help me with something?" And I went to help him, and like 30 minutes later, I was still helping him. And I was like, "All right, I need to
you
set
need to
this
go do
game
this.
up. Yeah, I need to go set this game up myself."
Andrew in chat here says Earthbound. That's a great
Good
one.
Yeah.
Earthbound, of course. Yep.
I just wanted
And-
to talk about Age of Mythology.
That's,
Age of
that's a
Mythology
pretty
is
fun
cool.
topic,
Yeah.
actually. I think that's a cool topic. I don't think a lot of people talk about Earth Day games to play, really. That's kind of a good one. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and isn't it funny though about Earth Days that we're trying to be conscious about the planet and all that, and yet what we're doing here is just we love our retro handhelds, just constant different colorways, transparent plastics are the worst for the environment, especially.
Hey,
That's my
I
favorite.
like
I'm at
Mitchell's
odds.
comment, though.
I'm at odds with myself. the power saving of 2 to 15 watt handhelds instead of 700 watt gaming PCs might outweigh their production footprint.
See,
Aha!
this is a
Look
good
at that.
justification.
If they didn't
Honestly.
get turned into handhelds, they were going to be turned into something else, like a little portable fan or something like that. It was going to get made anyway.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's
we
true.
can get everybody using a Steam Deck. Think about the power savings
There you go. Saving the
Smart.
planet
with a
Very
Steam
through
Deck.
purchasing consumer electronics.
That was a great idea. Valve should have capitalized
I
on
like
that.
this. I like this. This is our nice little echo chamber. This is good. This is sort of building. I feel good about myself now. Thank you, Rob and Mitchell.
do that. It'll make 40
Don't thank me. I'm not the one
play.
that came with the comment.
I'm at. Thank you, Mitchell. I'm at. Before this, I was struggling. I was having this internal struggle. I was battle, and now I feel a little bit relieved. So that's good. Buy more Steam Decks.
There you go.
Hand them out to all the people who have gaming PCs. Be the Robin Hood of the environment. Now,
He doesn't have
Beyond-
a face. I don't trust him.
and Rob, what about you? Mitchell, what about you out there? What's your Earth Day game? Mitchell's our next guest on the podcast, by the way.
Does he have a face?
We don't need to. You don't need to have a face to. be
No,
on here.
we
Rick
proved
Weeb's
that
on
with
here.
TechTweeb. I mean,
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
did another
say,
besides his
Handhelds
hands.
podcast. Yeah.
Face is overrated.
I'd like to learn more about Mitchell's ideology, honestly. Sorry, Klef. Gonna
Oh, it's fine. Just
see you later. Mitchell, so are you starting a YouTube channel? And can you tell us more about this theory about how we can save the environment this way? This is really just playing well to what I'm thinking here.
He's back.
Welcome back, Klef.
no problem.
Thanks for being a good sport. Being a good sport. I'm joshing, but I'm Kleffing. I'm Stubbsing. But Rob, what about yours? Your game?
I picked one.
What was it? I missed it.
Here's some.
Cities
Oh, yeah,
Skyline.
Oh,
yeah.
do we get
I mean,
everybody?
Earthbound's a good one too.
I
That's
missed
a
somebody.
great choice.
It is for sure.
Have we completed the round of?
Did H get one? What was H's?
I couldn't
Age
really
of-
think
Age
of
of
one. I just
Mythology.
said I was
Age of
playing Age of
Mythology.
Mythology.
Oh, Age of
Yeah.
Mythology.
Age of
yeah.
Mythology.
Hey, that's a great RTS game. I'm down.
It
I've been
is.
on a little bit of RTS fix lately, so it's cool.
I haven't gone back to RTS in so long.
So I've been playing that, and now I have like the urge to play Pikmin again.
Oh,
Pikmin, I love Pikmin.
I guess yeah. You know what? I didn't think of Pikmin. I did play
Yep.
it recently. Pikmin is so good.
It is, especially. I still think Pikmin 3 is the best Pikmin. I like Pikmin 4. It was cool. We got the dog, but I don't know. Something about Pikmin 3 just felt more fun. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe I just had a better time because it was like during the lockdown, and I just got like my Wii U, and I was playing Pikmin 3, and it was a good time.
I might be the crazy one here, but I do find that sometimes games drag on just a little too much, and that's the
Mhm.
one thing I felt with Pikmin 4. But
Yeah,
if not
same
for
here.
that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it was the best personally.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I can't give it to Pikmin 4 because it's like a 40-hour game.
it's
Felt-
very
it's
long.
longer than it should have been.
Yes,
If it
like-
cut out like 20-25 hours and give me some bonus content, that's okay. Like maybe some more Dundari battles that you can do later on, stuff like that. Okay, that's fine. But 40 hours for just that one is a little rough.
and then they give you that whole Pikmin 1 campaign in it.
Yeah,
That's that's absolutely
Stubbs.
correct.
I think he wants us to move on.
Did you get the? Is it obvious? Is it that obvious? No, I was gonna ask if you guys are ready to pivot to interviewing our guest.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. In that case, it's time for another round of
Oh.
questions with our guest, starring Klef of GameTechTalk. Klef, hello.
Hey, hello.
We're gonna lightning round through these and get out of here tonight, so everyone can just get on to their evenings hanging out. It's gonna be good. First question for you is from Stubbs. You know what? What's your next big goal for your channel?
My next big goal for my channel. So for sure, by the end of, can I have a few?
Yeah.
The first one would be I want to hit 10K by the end of the year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hard at work. The second thing, and anyone doing YouTube could probably relate to that. I need to let go of certain things. at
Yeah.
time. it's hard because sometimes
It is,
it's easy to decline stuff, right? I think we all agree. But sometimes it's something you're interested in, but it's not the right time or it's not the right thing, and you need to decline to that as well. It's one of the things I want to get better at. I guess, yeah, that would be goals.
Those are some good goals, though. 11 out of 10 goals.
And
you know what? Following up on that, you have one of the best Stubbs Nubs reviews. These guys here in the panel haven't even reviewed my nubs yet. Pretty much. Well, I don't know what's up with that, but I don't understand
what
it
now?
either.
I have 2 sets too.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's about, but we'll talk about that another time. Anyways, you have one of the best reviews.
I was gonna say Klef made the best videos. There's no point for anyone else to put out a video.
I know he made the definitive nubs video, and just as being the definitive, how do you feel about the fact that the Ring model is no longer being up for sale? That's from the 3D printed studio.
I'm gonna cut. I think my therapist. 1 second. No, but seriously, I think
Aiden.
really the Ring is,
Retro
and I think
pissed.
Crystal agreed with me on Discord. If you think of the Ring as having a joystick on top of your joystick, it's really good. I think I understand why it's gone, but I'm a little sad that
Is it this one?
It's the one that will stab you to death.
It's the one that's a weapon.
Oh, the
technically.
snabby one. Okay.
Well, the story with that is that there was an incident. Yes, there finally was an incident. I know we were all waiting for it.
No, for real?
No. Yeah,
no.
Unfortunately, somebody just, put it on their fingers and started putting it in their eyes.
That's a user error. That's totally not on our age.
You know what?
Wait.
The lawsuit has been weeks. In and out of court. Amber Heard is one of the main witnesses, and it's a fiasco. It's a media circus, and I can't control my pancreas right now. It's just freaking bonkers. So
Your digestion must be insane right now.
So Klef, I understand, but having heard all that, is it still okay if we don't sell that one anymore?
I don't think it is. There needs to be a version 2. And everybody needs to play some kind of Souls-like game with it. This is
real
a
pain.
challenge. I challenge the RH viewers. Yes.
What about the poor soul who had to sacrifice his life at the expense of my nubs?
It's with a product this great. It needs sacrifice. That's what it is. It has to happen.
It's one person for the joy of millions.
Say what?
It's one person for the joy of millions. It's a small price to
Exactly.
pay.
Right? And I don't think there should be a lawsuit for whatever that person did, because I do it often and I think it's great.
He's not paid, everybody.
No, I'm not.
He's a real guest, and he's putting up with us right now and putting up with me. So I appreciate you. Okay, but seriously, thanks for entertaining that. So it turns out, next question, it turns out that you are the only person who actually bought a retail TJD 101. Why would you do that, Michael Benny?
Well, first, the bigger it is, the more I like it. So that's one. Second, it was, it turned out to be great, which, by the way, I sold it. That's the first time I actually I did.
Great, I got rid of it.
I had a follow-up question for that.
But it was honestly good. I really seriously hope you know what? No, I was going to say that TJD comes back with something, but I said otherwise in my review, so I will not say that.
That's okay.
But yes, it was a great device. And I don't know. I like to actually, when I was on the show last time, I was waiting for it. And I mentioned it in the show, I'm pretty sure. And I said that I trolled myself with the color, which was glorious. The color was glorious. The first time you look at it, that avocado green or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? But then it kind of grows on you. It was a great device. I liked it.
It was. Well, okay. That's fair. Thank you, Michael Benny. Michael Benny also wants to ask you, who's your favorite RH team member, including Rob?
Oh, bye.
Wow.
That's a hard one. I'm Canadian, so I cannot have one. I like everybody. That's the truth. But I will
Joey
say,
hates everybody. So what happened there?
well, Joey's there to balance the rest of the Canadians on the worldwide perception, whatever. I will say, Ish has some very critical thinking that I absolutely vibe with. I think the way that he just delivers information and the way that his brain works, all the praise goes to him.
I feel
Rob,
very flattered right now.
Say what?
I feel very flattered right now. Thank you.
Well, it's true. And I told you that before. I really mean it. I think
He's almost as happy as that one time at CES.
but I'm not done though. Rob, I feel like Rob would be the guy if we were like around a fire camp just having beers. He's probably the guy that I would relate the easiest with. I feel like we would vibe. It would be so easy because I feel we're more
He
like.
is. He smells good too. Yeah.
Can't wait. One day. I know it's gonna happen. I can't wait. Stubbs is the guy with cry wit, for sure. Stubbs me with hug and cry and be like, man, I love you,
You're
bro.
retro mom, and it's okay. You had a hard day. Your video didn't perform as well as you wanted it to. It's all right. Nuzzle into my stubbsum, my bosom stubbsum, and
Zoo
we'll
would
make you
make
feel
me
better.
laugh the most,
Yeah,
for sure.
he's a good
Whatever,
dad.
I just
I mean, just his presence alone.
right, and I feel like he has, behind all the humor, I feel like he would be a great storyteller. I don't know why. I just feel
Definitely
like
has a behind.
Yeah, he can tell a good yarn.
Oh yeah.
I would think so. He gives me that vibe. And then
He's-
Ban is just like, and unfortunately, these are the people I know the most from RH. But Ban is just, someone that seems so just friendly. And to think he survived in your attic for so long, it's got to be
know.
someone with super duper great character.
I know. Yeah,
So-
pooping out the window and all that all the time. It was so long. It was.
Did
He
you
was
ever?
dedicated.
Did you ever flick it at you guys while you were walking?
He still
out the
gets
house?
pretty feral out of nowhere. Like he
No, my
forgets it's out now.
Now my dogs would usually take it and bury it in the backyard. So I just have a bunch of bands, beans buried back there. So
It's probably gonna grow some trees one day.
Like you pass him in the hallway, you're like, oh hey Ben, he still growls at you. Like you're not in the attic anymore. He forgets.
Nah, I think Ban would be nice with me. Maybe he growls at you guys, but with me, I think he would be nice.
I think it's something about his Amish heritage.
that's his PFP. I can't find a picture of him off right here, but
We need a cheese picture.
we do. I know. I was trying to look for that. I don't know if anyone has that.
Ish,
People know
Ish
what
has it.
like.
I don't know where it is right now. I don't, I
My
don't
other
have the
favorite
power
face,
to put things on screen right now.
Mad game. There it is. Anyways, very good. Good question. So who's the winner? Did you pick Ban?
He's Canadian.
No,
We're all
there cannot
winners.
be a winner. Like everyone would be a winner in the right time.
Yeah,
I
but
would
you
love
won.
to.
Well, this is America. We're in
You
America.
just gave us a participation trophy.
Yeah, this is America. Who wins?
Yeah, but that's because it's America. We
worst?
all
You
get
all
participation.
win,
Who's the best?
kids.
Okay, so I'm
There
gonna
won't
say
be any
H.
bad blood here.
I'm gonna say H. If I gotta pick one, I'm gonna say
Okay.
H. Because
H is one of my
I feel
favorites,
like
too.
maybe
Okay.
there's something I didn't mention with H. I feel like maybe from a cultural standpoint, yeah, I would go there.
It's because we both have flavor in our skin.
Yes,
I can't knock it.
a little touch of
Uh,
spice.
Mhm.
I can't knock it. So it's fair. Who is
Some
the
Egyptian
worst?
cinnamon in there.
The worst. That would have to be Thor.
Correct
Yeah.
answer. Correct answer. There we go.
You
No,
went deep for that one.
much love to the ether wherever Thor's AI intelligence lives now. I don't.
just yeah.
Love you, Papa.
I have to throw a name, but I don't mean it. They
Um,
forced me.
Very good. Very good.
Gotcha,
Next
Big
question. Thank you to Michael Benny. Michael Benny has the last one, and I'll try to pronounce this word. This is a French word,
Oh.
so I guess you'll know if I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Oh no.
The word is Pourquoi Emulation Station 2, Kame 2 Emulation Station. That close?
Almost. Couldn't have done better, probably. I think. Yeah.
4K E2 Kometui. Is that closer?
Yes, actually it is.
What do you
Keep
say?
it coming. I need a recording of the show after. Thank you.
It's forever on YouTube now.
There you go.
So many French people are so mad right now.
Are there French people in chat? Est-ce qu'il y a des francophones dans le chat? Bonjour. It's weird, eh?
So what is that? What is that? Or what's the word? How do you pronounce it? What is that sentence? And what does it mean?
So it reads pourquoi es-tu comme tu es, which means why are you the way you are, essentially.
They got us. They got us again. Every guest gets this question. Don't be too
Stubbs. They
offended.
got you.
But I don't know why I'm like this. But I guess, Klef, do you have any inner work you need to do in these?
Wait, let me elevate. I don't know. I really don't know why I am the way I am. I you know what? The word needs a little bit of crazy, and I like crazy. I vibe with crazy, so I don't show that side as much in my videos because I come from a corporate background, but I'm a lot of crazy.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's just fun like that.
Yeah, you stay original that way.
Yeah.
Your character, you get to be what's the word? Endearing and also eccentric. And I think
right.
that's a key trait in any good human being.
There you go.
And Ban wants to know, how about your hair care routine?
So, I shampoo, I want to say every 3 days ish. There's a lot of go with the flow, really, like literally. Unfortunately, they're tied because I would just whip them for you guys.
Whip your hair back and forth. Yeah.
Pretty much. But it's not feasible right now. But other than that, I don't do nothing special. I just, I'll tell you, there's probably not a day that I don't think of cutting my hair. But
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't
the
do it.
maintenance
It's glorious.
is tough. It is.
Especially when you take it out of the braids there and it just poofs out.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah, that's
You
when
know,
it looks the best. I agree.
like just put like where this guy right there. There he goes.
Yeah. But some days it just looks amazing, and then other days I'm like, yep, can't film today. Maybe
I do
tomorrow.
the same thing. I do the
Right?
exact same thing. Yeah, I'm like, well, especially after I shampoo and condition, because my hair gets all poofy and it doesn't look like it does now. And it takes like a day or two for it to sort of.
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough because if I dry them too much, they go like poof. Like the Stub Nubs review.
Yeah,
If you notice, my hair grow bigger as the video goes, which
grows as
it
your
was-
excitement, as your pancreas elevates.
It's like a chia pet.
that's gotta be. I should have thought of that. It's got to be the pancreas. Pretty sure it is.
This has to be. Has to be.
That and all the kink from stabbing myself with the ring.
I missed part of the 3D printed studio question. Besides the ring, speaking of the ring, why did you block his number and thought he was special?
Not in public.
Zoo asks, what's your favorite butt rock band?
My favorite what?
Your favorite butt rock band? Like Creed, any sort of those bands you listen to at the bar.
I never heard that expression. I can't say I have much of a
Nickelback is
favorite
kind of that.
because I'm so diverse when it comes to music. I can just listen to about everything and I can enjoy everything. But everything like Creed for sure, Nickelback for sure, Radiohead for sure. Like doesn't matter what you give me as a band, I will listen. There's not a lot that I do not like when it comes to music.
You gave me really good feedback on my own music the other day. We had like a serious talk about music, and that was fun. So you're also a musician, I learned, and you played the flute, and
Much like the one we hear right now.
And your sister, you were saying, was like a pop artist of some sort,
Yeah.
and And that was really cool, and all this history stuff. And so, yeah, we're gonna have to talk about music more.
For sure. Anytime, please.
Also,
Please, we can just sit in a Discord and just listen to music.
we could sit in a Discord and just not listen to anything, just stare at each other.
We could do that.
We could do that.
Absolutely.
All right. All of my people
Do
call
it.
your people.
There you go.
Zoo separately wants to know, who's your favorite YouTuber and why is it Zoo?
That's great.
I love it. Look, there's not one time I didn't click on a Zoo video and I didn't laugh. Like, it comes, I wish it could come so naturally for me, because yeah.
You should see it in person sometimes. It's the same thing.
For
It's
sure, It's gonna
nonstop.
happen one day.
Yeah, it's great.
It's, oh my god.
Good for the soul. I'll take it for sure. I'm glad. I'm happy to laugh anytime.
Dude, there were some
I'm
lines.
trying to find some serious questions for you here, but Rob wants to know what kind of shaving products you enjoy.
Okay, so I actually have a good answer for that. So usually, I just use a clipper. And recently, I wanted to experience, when you go to the barber and they
Yeah, the
have that knife and they just
yeah,
and there's like that
Ooh,
They
feel
kill
on
you,
your
yeah.
skin, right? It goes like,
Oh.
and it feels so great,
I've had that
Terrifying.
once.
right? So I bought one of those on Amazon and I tried it, and that was, I want to say, maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago. And I
Yeah.
started shaving, and it's not the same. It just isn't. But algorithm, right? Picked up on it, so I started getting marketing ads for razors. That's how it goes. And so I stumbled on this company called Henson that is based in Canada. And anyways, I won't go through the whole story because it's actually quite long on how the marketing ad is done. But I bought their razor, and wow, it's amazing. So it's not so much the product, but it's the razor. Wow,
Does it have chroma lighting?
it doesn't. But
Can I attach my iPad to it?
I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way.
Try it.
Just duct tape it.
We'll
To
try
make
it.
it happen.
It does sound like a nice shave, though. That does sound like a nice shave.
Honestly, it is. Like, it's very
Important.
smooth, very
Feels
what's the word?
luxurious.
Yes.
Opulent.
I
Leaves
sleep
you, leaves you
with
with a silky feeling.
it totally, and I keep it next to me on my pillow, and every now and then I wake up and I just go through a few brushes, and yeah, it's in the middle of, and you can't cut yourself, but it makes such a smooth
It
shave.
sounds like a challenge.
Really want to hear more about this. This is kind
It's
of
very good.
do some
Yeah.
ASMR shaving, just as
Yes.
friends, kind of slowly. Yeah.
Mm.
Members only.
So Digital Jedi has a question for you. Was there a
Ooh.
device that you were excited for and completely disappointed after you got it?
I mean, that's an easy one, because it's exactly the same that I mentioned the other time, which was the Pimax Portal. That
Go
was
on.
probably the most deceiving device I have ever owned in my life. And there are devices you buy, like that one we talked about earlier. But if we were to buy that device, we would
Yeah.
expect a certain level of
Yeah,
disappointment,
certain level.
right?
Yeah.
With the Pimax Portal, yeah, it's easily that one. In more recent times, I don't know if anything comes to mind, because these companies, they get
So
so
fast.
much better
Mhm.
at making.
We're so
devices.
fortunate that we have a lot of good options today.
Yep.
I think Pimax kind of came around when they dropped their prices.
They did with the
was
retro.
better.
Is it called retro? I think.
It was
Right.
the retro. It was like $199.
Yeah, that
They
one was.
do one thing, and they didn't do it. They listened to nobody.
Just put a
And-
D-pad on it.
They listened to nobody.
Oh,
Oh, Stubbs, that looks cool.
This is the absolute Klef.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Klef mailed this to me.
yeah.
I still don't know if I'm mailing it back to you or where it's supposed to go, but I need to make a video still. And this one is not my favorite, I'll be honest.
They were so close.
They were
All
so
they
close.
had to do was put good analog sticks on it. Like, if only they had done that, it would be so much better. In my
Especially
opinion.
for that was streaming centric. Why are we using switch sticks again? It's
Right.
just
Cheap.
There's some
It-
strange choices on this. that I'm not
Alright.
really sure about, and I'm not sure how to even talk about this at the moment, but I'll find a way.
Well, they had an update recently, a firmware update. I don't know if they addressed the sticks at all,
Oh,
because the other issue is the dead zone of the outer circle. Like, why do
mhm.
you even have a dead zone there on such a small stick? It's whatever.
That's okay. Well, firmware update that sounds good. Maybe I'll
I don't
mess
know.
with that.
Yeah,
Maybe it makes it better.
might
We still don't have VR, by the way.
the Pimax portal.
What's
no
it's
VR.
yeah, they have abandoned it
Yeah.
completely.
IMAX
Yeah,
is done with the
100%.
portal. That's just
If-
Yeah.
Whoever was able to get it at a good price though, and they were just getting it like as an emulation handheld, not that bad. But if you were paying the $500 expecting to get VR and all of that, yeah, no.
nah.
And that
Yeah,
was
'cause
my case.
Yeah, because at the time, remember, we didn't really have anything power wise. I mean, that was well, I guess we had the Razer Edge 2, but that was an
Sure.
actual handheld.
I
Like,
think
there was
the
just-
Odin 2 was announced.
yeah, still,
it
but
wa- or
back
was
then we didn't
just-
know what was going to be in it. We were still speculating it was going to
Yeah.
be like the 888 or something like that.
Mhm.
Then AYN came in and just kind of killed everything with the Gen 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they did have the retro. I remember when that went on sale. Like it was pretty much like a
Yeah,
fire sale.
Because it's
But
not a bad device. It's
No.
just
Right.
the expectations that they set.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's what killed it the most.
I put a D-pad on mine and it was pretty cool.
Which is what all they had to do. It would have
Yep.
changed the reception quite a bit. I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
for that
I-
Big
device.
time.
I loved the magnets.
That's the best part.
It really actually is pretty cool. It's a
It
very
is.
clever. It really is a
It
clever
is.
design.
Mhm.
It's just a little bit missed on the execution there.
They were
Yep.
selling the newer model, the retro, that didn't have the detachable controllers for pretty cheap, and they were clearancing them out. And people are like, "Why aren't you getting that? You know, why don't you get that one? That's the right one to get. It's cheaper." I'm like, "Listen, you fools. There's no magnets. There are no magnets on this handheld. What is the point? The only reason to buy that handheld is if you want the most powerful handheld magnets known
Yeah.
to mankind. It's made through alien technology. I don't know what the hell happened with it, but it was amazing. I don't care what price I had to pay to get that technology.
And when you need
without
to
the
hold-
magnets, useless.
When you need to hold yourself accountable, you put your finger in between the device and one of the handles, and yeah,
Oh
just
yeah,
a little, just
I
a
got, I
little
got
thing.
pinched.
fine.
I got pinched.
Yeah,
So
It's a
powerful.
wet.
I will miss that. I will legitimately have nostalgia for those magnets, probably the rest of my life. But no other part of the device. Nothing.
Yeah.
And before
Very
Nintendo Switch 2 has magnets.
Oh,
Down age.
I was confused for a second.
Good question. Digital Jedi also wants to know, Klef, what upcoming handheld are you, or what upcoming device are you the most excited for?
That one's so easy, so easy. I'm really hyped for the Minis Forum V3.
Oh, that tablet
Oh,
PC.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh man,
I know.
that's a
I
good
know,
one.
but it looks like the X1 showed me that it can happen. Like
Mhm.
there can be a great handheld
Yeah.
in that big size format. Now, of course, the Minutes Forum doesn't come with the controller, but I'm thinking the Galileo G8 might fix that issue. So
There you go.
That's what I was thinking too when I saw it, and I saw that it
Oh,
has
yeah.
2 C ports, and they're towards the top, which was awesome. That's the one thing I don't like about tablets is that you have to put the controller right in the middle.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we can put a controller on that thing.
Yep.
What I'm worried
Maybe.
though is that it looks like the C port is kind of lined up to where the vents are, so it might be blocking the vents.
Oh,
So I don't
haven't paid
know.
attention to that.
Yeah, I need to get I've been kind of obsessing over this tablet, so I kind of want to. I can't wait to get my hands on it. But what I was thinking is, if that is the case, some type of riser or something on the back just to keep the controller off of the tablet would be enough, so that there's still airflow. So it might not be that big of a deal, but it is something I noticed that the vents are kind of aligned with that.
Yeah, Aish and I have been kind of obsessing over it since we saw it at
Yeah.
CES.
It's
Yeah.
So
You
Oh,
guys
so you
are
guys
nuts
knew.
over it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
we've
kind of
known.
like, it's just expensive, but it seems cool. It's just
It is a bit expensive, and yeah, you can
Extreme.
definitely get like a good handheld. Like, you know, for example, the Flip DS. That's another super exciting one that I think is going to be great for a lot of reasons, of course. But yeah, just the big screen and the
Yeah,
fact that
beautiful.
it's really tablet centric. You can take it anywhere, you know, on a
Yeah.
trip.
Just-
Like,
yeah.
Yep,
If you're
and
just
you got
looking at
you
it
got
like
a keyboard, I mean, you could use it as
Yeah.
a laptop replacement, which is really cool.
Yeah.
if you just look at the price tag without considering anything else, you're like, yeah, this is really expensive. But when you look at it compared to other similar devices on the market, it's really not that expensive. Some
Not
of them
too
are twice as much for what you're getting in that one. But yeah, it is over $1,000, so it's of course it's expensive. It's just not as much for what you're actually getting. If you're somebody that can really utilize everything, if
Yeah.
you're just getting it for games, probably not.
And Andrew brings up a good point. It's kind of like a gaming Microsoft Surface. It's that
Yeah.
level of quality, and I played with it as well. You know, it was very impressive, but it was
Yes.
also a bit bigger than maybe I would probably realistically use day to day
Mhm.
as a handheld.
That's the one thing I do think the X1, the sizing is kind of that sweet spot. I think where you're getting so
Yeah.
big that
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now is this viable as a handheld kind of thing?
Yeah. See, for me, I like it because I do a lot of work on my iPad and my computer at the same time. So if
Yeah.
I could have something that merges both of them, that would be awesome.
well, the Minis 4 V3 has a HDMI in, or I know there's some kind of
Yeah,
input.
you can use
Yeah,
it as a
which is a
portable
monitor,
monitor. Yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
So that's
Last-
Which is really cool. I mean, that's
And
really
touchscreen,
very- very
pen support, all that.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Last
I'm really excited for
question
that one. Yes.
for you. Last question of the night is best NES game of all time. Digital Jedi wants to know.
That is such a hard question, but I am pretty sure of my answer. I'm gonna say Faxanadu.
Ooh.
I did not see that coming.
I loved that game as a kid. I played it so much. To this day, I hear the music in my head, you know, immediately if I think about this game. It's just, yeah, it was a very memorable game for me. But, you know, there's so many more I could have picked, but that one left a mark.
What about Mick Kids?
Mick Kids? I don't. What?
It was a McDonald's themed game.
Oh. Yeah, I
Hatris.
Tetris is awesome.
Hatris.
What is that game?
It's Tetris with hats.
Oh,
Hats that
I
come
didn't
in.
know that. Wait, is that on, you know, those 101 cartridges?
Maybe, but it was a real NES game.
Samari.
I don't know.
Oh.
No, I like your answer. I haven't played Faxanadu before, except for like maybe the
so
first
good.
10 seconds.
It really is good. And arguably that is very much a Metroidvania. You know, like it's a game that is sort of a blueprint for what it became.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. I'm going to check that one out more. Good questions, everybody. Klef, lastly, thank you for just coming on the show. You know, just you're celebrating what, almost 6K subs now? What's your
Closing in? I'm 5590 now, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere behind me. You guys might see it.
And you have a giveaway going on for
Have a giveaway going on, yes.
Mamba 1.
Mamba 1 controller. I've been tackling controllers a lot lately, getting back into the handheld PC game. I'd like to get back into the retro handheld at some point, but yeah, juggling a lot of things, still finding my bearings, but yes, right now a lot of controllers, a lot of handheld PCs.
I like your controller coverage, and you sent me this controller as well for my Switch, which I love. You're doing a giveaway for this one recently too.
Yep. The
Dobby.
yeah,
2?
well, so Dobby is the manufacturer, but I'm pretty sure they have a drop shipper that is called Nexigo. So that controller,
Nexigo.
super
Okay.
Yeah, they
hard
do.
to find from Dobby. Like they're always sold out. So
Yeah, I've seen this as the Nexigo, is what I've
They
seen
were
around.
at CES, you remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
I say we saw them at CES.
They're just really comfortable, man. Like, it's my favorite now. It's my favorite go-to for playing Switch games.
So here's what I'd love to see, because I don't know if you guys know, we're starting to see controllers with proper HD rumble motors in them, like, you know, the actual Joy-Cons from Nintendo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, the GameStar Nova. Yeah, the GameStar Nova, and there's another review that'll be coming shortly. It's Coriovis, and there's the mobile pad. Anyways, if we could get that controller that you're holding, Stubbs, with HD rumble, I'd love a controller like that, but we'll see.
Is that
Nova's
a
awesome.
single D-pad or is it 4 buttons on that controller
It's
for the
4
Switch?
buttons, if I
Okay.
recall.
Mm.
Yeah. Yes, that one. It's such a great controller. I'm sorry, I'm a little late. Oops. But yes, 4 buttons. That one is great. And
There's
the
a
fact that
kickstand.
there's a kickstand, but what makes it awesome is that you actually can use it as a dock. You
It
have
is
an
has
HDMI,
I/O up top.
Oh,
Right?
nice.
so
That's
that is
cool.
awesome.
That's smart. Yeah, I like that.
That
It's
feature
not gonna
alone.
fry your
makes-
Switch.
And it holds
Yep.
2 Switch games up there too.
Yep. I was really surprised with that product.
Are those
Yeah.
analog triggers?
Maybe. Yeah,
I
think so.
mean,
It's not. I don't think they're Hall sticks or anything though. Maybe they are, but
No,
they're
but
joysticks are a little small. It's only my only complaint is joysticks are a little small. But
they're not gradual, if that's what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
if you were playing a racing game, you won't get that Z-axis
Okay.
throttle and brake. Cliff, if you
Oh,
can
yeah.
retro, let me know. Chicken nugget. Sounds good, man.
all right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up here. Okay. Podcast outro.
So
Van
good.
saying time to get out my 410 alternative accounts.
Gotta get you that 6K.
There we go. Get you to 6K. Yeah, man. Well, I am excited for your channel. You are in it, and your flow of your videos is so cool. So keep on doing what you're doing. And we'll be chatting more. Let me pull up my little goodbye script here. Do. Man, that's enough of you.
Too much ban. Way too much ban.
Agreed.
Well, everybody, thanks again for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your weekly dose of handheld news. A special thanks to our guest, Klef from GameTechTalk. Check them out. Check them out at GameTechTalk. YouTube.com/GameTechTalk. And a thanks again to our channel members, patrons, and subs for making this show possible. Perks start for as little as $3 a month with RH. And don't forget to check out our other videos, Klef's videos, Rob's videos, Aish's videos, my videos, sure. And join us on our Discord to chat and play games. And join us next week where we're going to be talking about, I never have this part prepared. I got to figure out who we're talking about next.
Isn't it Tech Tweep? We got
I
Tech
think
Tweep.
it
I
is.
think it's TextWeeb.
Yeah, we got Tech Tweep
TextWeeb
next week.
Next
Oh,
Then you got
Monday.
then
That's
you
right.
got Crystal, I think,
We're
right?
doing hands only again.
I think maybe hands only. I don't know. But we got Dweeb next week. We got Ban and then Cozy Crystal, or Crystal is
My
Cozy.
hands are ready for this. I'm ready.
Steam Deck HQ, and then I'll be camping. And then Matt HM is going to make a debut on the show as well in June. So it'll be a good run of shows leading into the summer, and we're stoked to hang with you all. But until that, any last final exasperations from the group here? Ah. Hope you all have an awesome night listening in, and be good to each other. Get a 28XX if you like cute handhelds. Until the next time, this has been Stubbs on behalf of Klef, Aish, and Rob. Take care of them handhelds and each other. Good night.